it's week 3 of our challenges that'll be a bit more friendly to beginners. So we're working with 2 data sets this time. So the first data set is the one that we've been using in the previous weeks. So we need to do something similar to week 1, if you like, or week 27, where we split off just the product type here. So if we go to the menu here and go to split values, we can do a custom split. And we can just do it on the space and just take the first field, and that will just return for us the bar or the liquid in a field. So if we do that, and you can see that here, I've just renamed that as well to product type, and now we have a bar and liquid field, which means that we can aggregate this up to the product type and store name level and sum our sale values across that. So we get these 12 rows. Next, we have this target data set. So this is giving us information for each of our stores and for each of those products what the target sales are. So we want to reshape this data so that we have 3 columns instead. So when we pivot this data, we just drag in all the store names into this pivot 1 values section, and we have our store, and then we have our target and our product just after we've renamed some of those fields. So I'm going to multiply that target by 1,000. So remember, when you name a calculated field the same as an existing field, it's just going to overwrite that field. So we do the target multiplied by 1,000 to get our targets up to the thousands level. And now you'll notice that if we try to make a join at the moment, we've got our store names in uppercase in this data set, but over here they're all in title case. That's going to be a bit of an issue, and we have the similar issue for products as well. So Carl gave us 2 options here. We could either go into our data set here and we could fix our product types by making them all uppercase. We could go to the menu here and go to clean and make uppercase. So that's the simple, easy way around, but you'll notice there's no make title case option here. So if we choose to do it the harder way, then that's what I'll show you now. So that's one way we can fix it. We're going to fix it by making the store names title case and the product names title case. So first of all, we'll start with the product names. They're just one word that we need to make into title case. As you can see, it's already happened. So let's show you the calculation behind that. So I've taken the left value of the product name. So the very first letter, I've just taken 1, so that means that I just take the first character, which is a B for bar or an L for liquid. That's already in uppercase, so I don't need to do anything to that. And then to get the remaining letters that I want to change into lowercase, I use the right function, so I start looking from the right instead. And I'm looking at the product field, and how many characters do I need? Well, I need 2 in the case of bar. I need 5 or 6 in the case of liquid. Sorry, I can't count that quickly off the top of my head. I think it's 5. Then we are using therefore the len function, which returns the length of the product. So in terms of bar, it would be 3. In terms of liquid, it would be 6. I've just quickly counted, and we're minusing 1 from that. So in the case of bar, that would be 2. So we're taking the 2 rightmost characters from bar, so the A and the R, and that's what we're making lowercase. And with the liquid, we're doing the same there, but in this case it would be 5. Okay, so product nice and cleaned up. We can see our store names are still in uppercase, so we do exactly the same formula, but with the store name in there instead. And we see that we've got, that's great, that's looking like we want it to, apart from this Notting Hill. That's got a space in there, and the word hill needs to be capitalized as well. So how can we go about doing that? I'm interested to see all the different solutions for how to do this. There's a great blog from Rosario if you haven't seen that, but I chose to do a slightly different method from the one that Rosario suggested. I don't know if mine's more complicated or not. We'll leave that open to interpretation. Okay, so if we're saying if our store name contains a space, then what we're going to do is we're going to use our split function, and we're going to split on a space and take the first one. So the first word here, Notting, that's already fine. We don't need to do anything to it. We'll then add on that space because we split on the space, so we need to add that space back in. And then we need to add in our capital H, which is this part, and the ILL, which is this part. Okay, so again, we'll just break this down nice and simply. So we're uppercasing that H because it was lowercase after this change here. So we're just taking the uppercase and we're taking again just that left one, so the first value of there, so the H is what we're looking for when we've done the split on the store, and we're taking the second value there. Okay, so that will return us the word hill. We're just making that leftmost character of hill uppercase. And then again, really similarly to how we did the previous calculation, we're just taking the right values of that second split off value, so our hill word, and then we're doing again the length minus 1 to show how many characters we will need for that. And then the closing bit of this if statement is if our store name doesn't contain a space, then just leave it alone. Don't do anything to it. And that's how we get our title case for our store name here. It's not going to work for all situations if we had different number of spaces, but just for the sake of this challenge, I've just done it for those two worded solutions. Okay, and then we join on our product and our store and remove those additional fields. And finally, we just want to create a calculated field to find out whether each store is beating its target. So is the sale value greater than the target? And that returns for us a true or a false. And our last step is just to output our data. So hopefully you enjoyed that challenge, and thank you so much for watching.